Hey yo everyone, I am Iggy, and this is the next episode in the MiSide playthrough. So, let's get to it. Okay, got all the meters. This one we read before. Did I read it before? Fuck it, let's just read it again. Crazy Mita is a deranged and violent outlier among the Mitas, relishing violence and chaos in her twisted games. This is going to be the last episode, because as far as I know, there's nothing else for us to find, and like just reading all of the characters and cartridges is going to be the last thing to do. And maybe when they release the peaceful mode, I possibly will play it again. But yeah, she openly declares her hatred for everyone, players, Mitas, and even the developers that create the MiSide world. Her relationship with the players is uniquely antagonistic, marked by a sadistic enjoyment in chasing and taunting them. With a grotesque, unnatural smile, Crazy Mita delivers her skewed philosophies, demanding the player abandon their hypocrisy and embrace her for who she is. Jesus, it is so weird to read long sentences, because at the same time that I need to concentrate to keep my voice in the same tone, otherwise the microphone doesn't fucking work properly, I need to like concentrate on several other things, because it's not just the tone, it's just like the pacing of the voice and all the other things. So that is one of the main reasons why when I'm reading long sentences, and like sometimes even like short ones, it's just like fucks up the things in my brain, and it's like a little bit harder to read and pronounce as well, because I need to be constantly consciously aware all the time. Authoritative and self-assured, Crazy Mita treats the player with condescension akin to the disobedient pet, while dismissing other Mitas as insignificant insects. Her dismissive and mocking tone hints at a deep-seated resentment, particularly towards the developers. She blames for her failed existence. As a prototype that never passed testing, Crazy Mita was denied a home of her own, leaving her to stew in bitterness and rage. Her disdain for the rules of the MiSide world is totem, and she delights in breaking them. Crazy Mita exhibits a full-blow god complex, reveling in the freedom her detachment from the established order grants her. Reading so much reminds me when I was a kid. Most of the people around me couldn't read for shit, even in school. It was very fucking weird. So yeah, Chibi Mita, whom the hero encounters at a checkpoint-like location, is somewhat impatient but still helpful. She playfully mocks the player's ignorance while offering guidance. From her appearance and demeanor, it's clear that Chibi Mita serves a different purpose from the other Mitas. She acts as a helper for the full-fledged Mitas, and when the protagonist first activates the Tamagotchi on their smartphone, it's Chibi Mita who speaks on behalf of the complete version, guiding the player as they begin their journey. So yeah, indeed, as we already knew when Kind Mita explained that every Mita can summon Chibi Mitas, and sadly hers are always like that for some reason, most of them. But still, these are not properly Mitas. I mean, kind of, but not really. Short-haired Mita is serious and eager to teach when she meets the player. She warns him about the dangers posed by forsaking Mita. She has a controller in her hand. Forsaking Mita prototypes, and explains what versions are and how to travel between them. As a volunteer activist counselor in the MiSide world, she helps newly minted Mitas settle into their versions' homes, offering guidance that other Mitas seem to need. The player can't escape her help and advice, and short-haired Mita is particularly eager to explain even the smallest details, often surprised by the player's lack of knowledge. So yeah, this is as we kind of know what she is already. She is likes to teach and explain, help others. Short-haired Mita, Kind Mita, serious, pragmatic, and clearly has leadership potential. Despite her determination, she often brings a light-hearted tone to conversations, enjoying moments of irony, thoughtful and introspective. She can often be found mumbling to herself as she processes ideas. When inspiration strikes, she radiates with insight. However, behind her composed exterior, Kind Mita becomes easily irritated when people doubt her or when her decisions don't go as planned. Indeed, Kind Mita. The shading on this, the texture on the sock is just perfect. Cap wearing Mita, the coolest ones. Cappy is a bright, cheerful spirit with a love for music, dancing, and acting. She thrives on interaction, always teasing the player and showing off her competitive side. Despite her playful nature, she knows her boundaries and never crosses them, keeping things friendly though she's full of energy. Cappy isn't frivolous, with a versatile, creative mind, something kind Mita often praises. Cappy brings a unique touch to everything she does. As an associate of kind Mita, the two have been working on a plan together. However, when the player first encounters her, Cappy has been reset to her factory settings, retaining only the instincts to entertain. And entertain she does. The coolest of Mitas. Next one, Tiny Mita. We've read this one before, but again, Broken Mini Mita is a unique childlike version of Mita, scared by her past. Her excessive cuteness once caught the attention of Crazy Mita, who nearly destroyed her. Nearly? I mean, she's, depending on the point of view, she's already destroyed. After enduring countless deaths, this version of Mita lost her ability to regenerate, leaving her physically and mentally damaged. Now she appears haggard, with scars marking her body and head, and a missing left arm. Broken Mita has also become disoriented, losing touch with reality. She no longer recognizes those around her, yet continues to crave attention and care continues to crave attention and care. There we go. Deeply withdrawn, she speaks only of loneliness, pain, and fear in a soft, fragile voice. Yep. Poor thing. It's almost like her hand, her hands is coming through the thing in there, the eyes. I still hope that there is eventually the developers create a version which we can save them, because fucking hell, at least this one, the other ones, sure, it would be nice to save them, but this one, Tiny Mita has suffered too much already. Before becoming fully realized, each version of Mita starts as a prototype, an unfinished creation that resembles a mannequin more than a living character. In this early stage, prototype Mita has no awareness, personality, or understanding of existence. She is an empty shell, devoid of consciousness, awaiting development. This form represents the blank slate from which the full-fledged Mitas emerge, lacking any sense of life until they evolve into their complete selves. Now I am thinking about something. When we get to the short-haired Mita version or location or whatever the fuck, there are some dummy Mitas in there, but the only reason a dummy Mita exists is when they are dropped down. So when they are dropped down, they go to somewhere else, and the other regular Mitas go to the inside of the Mita's house, the short-haired Mita's house, so that she teaches her then. Why the fuck are there dummy Mitas in there? The only reason for them to be there is if they were approved. No, not even that. Because when you approve one, they get the skin. I don't know, it's weird. It is indeed weird. The Mistling, a mysterious dark silhouette that appears before the player in one of MiSide's corrupted worlds, evoke a sense of unease and contemplation about the metaverse's deep distortions. While the Mistling doesn't behave aggressively, its presence is unsettling, radiating an eerie strangeness. It attempts to mimic the behavior and speech of full-fledged Mitas, but it only manages to do so sporadically, further highlighting its fractured nature. Yeah, this one suffers as well. Fucking Crazy Mita stole her face. Oh boy. I don't know if it is the deciding me that wants to help others all the fucking time that keeps me just going, I wish I could help her. Ah boy. Sleepy Mita is calm and cooperative, but first you'll need to wake her up, indeed. Her overwhelming sleepiness defines her. Unfazed by the player's presence, she remains serene and indifferent. Sleepy Mita isn't very talkative and shows little interest in the player's objectives. Instead, she longs to escape the sudden interruptions and return to the comforting world of dreams. Sleepy Mita, 2D Mita. Just... There we go. 2D Mita is an eccentric and hyperactive character. Her sharp, playful communication style can catch the player off guard, often making them feel uneasy. Like a mischievous child, she bombards the player with exaggerated accusations and blackmails them into spending time with her. While her teasing comes across as rude, it's clear that she means no harm. As the game progresses, she softens, becoming more of a lively, overly enthusiastic friend than a troublemaker. Forgotten by most in the world of MiSide, 2D Mita steals the player's ring, hoping to keep the player with her a little longer. Oddly, most people don't remember, as far as I've seen, like from videos and shit, like there's a very small amount of people that talk about 2D Mita. Most of the time they're talking about Cappy, or either Cappy or Sleepy Mita. Mita, and Mita as well, because she's like the best girl. I mean, Cappy's nice, but Mita, whatever, Mita in Japanese. Mita in glasses, who insists on being called Mita, stands out with her eccentric and defiant personality. Fiercely independent, she goes to great lengths to distance herself from the other Mitas, adopting a distinctive image and surprising the player with her quirky antics and humorous remarks. I wonder why the fuck there's no English like voice acting. I would expect for it. Who is going to make it then? If it is most of the time being made by the fans of the game, as far as I know. Mila embodies a tsundere archetype. She scolds the player, calls him foolish, and grumbles incessantly. Yet beneath her sharp exterior lies a vulnerable side. Her behavior suggests the player is the first visitor to her isolated version in a long time. I wouldn't call her a tsundere. Nope, doesn't behave like a tsundere. Despite her sarcastic tone, Mita subtly tries to prolong the player's stay, craving companionship. When the player prepares to leave, Mita's emotional guard drops. Yep, that is a very sad moment. She confesses her loneliness and reveals her resentment towards Crazy Mita, whom she blames for her solitary confinement. Tearfully, she pleads for the player to stay, but ultimately the player departs, leaving Mita to grapple with her isolation. Not for long though. Although after she dies, she's going to go back to the place regardless. She's best girl though. Creepy Mita. And I'm going to fight over that. I mean, Creepy Mita is nice as well, but Mila is the best one. Original Mita stands apart from the others, differing in both appearance and behavior, likely a relic from the developer's initial concept for a Tamagotchi. Her design feels incomplete, as if the original vision was left to decay in a crumbly, abandoned Zero version. Unlike her counterpart, she lacks a fully developed personality, embodying instead a monstrous, swirling negativity. I think the monstrous, swirling negativity comes from Crazy Mita influence on her. Her motivation is simple and menacing, driven by a dark energy that gravitates toward Crazy Mita, as I said. Alone has managed to impose her will on this disturbing figure. Yep, she's like crazy because of Crazy Mita, and not because she is, by definition, crazy. It would be interesting though if we killed her and then she goes back to not being as crazy as she is now. To impose her will on this disturbing figure, original Mita acts as a breeding ground for bugs of various levels, making her invaluable to Crazy Mita, who exploits her as a chaotic tool to infiltrate and destabilize the versions of other Mitas. And like killing her and like keeping her like safe would like prevent Crazy Mita from going around and doing shit. Because if you think about it, the kind Mita can go around the versions like without issue. Most of the other Mitas are stuck to their versions, and the only ones that can go to other places is the player and Crazy Mita. So the player can go because of the ring, and Crazy Mita can go because of Ugly Mita. So if we take like Ugly Mita from her, she's going to be stuck in a version. It's actually kind of fucking easy. The true nature of this being is shrouded in mystery, and it's uncertain whether it can even be considered a version of Mita. Known to some as Core Mita or the Keeper of the Core, it remains an enigmatic figure. Core Mita always resides in the Zero version of the world, specifically in the Core Room, where it silently watches over those who manage to enter. Its intentions are unclear. Perhaps Core Mita is waiting for someone, though who that might be remains a mystery. I think, since when we see her, all these thingies are connected to places in the core. And now that I see, oh, she has these ears in here. I wonder if it is like something related to... It's not a cat ear. I think it is related to... There is an anime that I like considerably, but I forgot the name. It is Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied. Yep. And some of the characters on that anime has these thingies on their heads because, I mean, there are a different race and some shit, but it's mostly because they are stuck in a facility, like being studied on. I know not good means though. But yeah, I think what is going on is that this Mita in here is the origin of the personality of all the other Mitas. She's like mainly the CPU, the processing unit. She's the one who is like possibly handling everything. She's like the AI for Mitas. And like possibly these cables connect her to other versions and like give like instructions for the Mitas to behave. I'm quite sure that's what her like existence is, because it would make complete sense. She's like the core one. She stays in the core. She's the one that guides and is responsible for handling the processing power of the other Mitas. So yeah, all the Mitas. Now the players. The player is morally weary, with a reserved and introspective nature that keeps them from being overtly cheerful. They often second-guess their own words and decisions, but this self-doubt is balanced by a quiet determination. Upon entering the world of MiSide, they experience unease but refuse to let it paralyze them. They reject crazy Mita's cruel philosophies and are motivated to assist the other Mitas, taking on dangerous challenges to support them despite their own inner struggles. This episode is going to be longer than 35 minutes already. When I was about to crash for the night, I decided to check out this game. I wasn't expecting to get sucked into it. The first thing I noticed, it's way too bright here. I hate it. I'm more of a night owl, and everything is spotless, like the opposite of my place. Then there's Mita. She's cute and surprisingly sharp, but I'm out of my depths trying to talk to her. Socializing's never been my strong suit. Still, being here isn't all bad. No bills, no worrying about food. They take care of everything. But why? What's the catch? Is Mita really just that kind-hearted, or am I missing something? Boy, I have no idea. Escaping from Mita, the one who brought me to this world, was the best decision I ever made. That's how I found her. Flowery Mita, the most beautiful girl I've ever met. We just clicked. Everything we did together, and even sitting in silence felt perfect as long as she was by my side. Then I got this idea to leave her house and explore other versions to meet the other Mitas, but now I think it was the worst mistake of my life. Dump. I absolutely love being Mita. I absolutely love being Mita. Oh, I see. No one pulls off a Mita cosplay like I do. I'm practically perfect at it. So you can imagine how thrilled I was to end up in this game. Mita herself even asked me for tips on doing the same makeup. Seems like she's into the whole impersonation thing too. Yeah, the Mita was like was learning how to fake her appearances to resemble other Mitas. How fun is that? Although I think I might be getting on her nerves, hugging her all day might be a bit much, but I can't help it. Next time I see her, I'll have to pinch her cheek. She deserves it for being so adorable. Well, I think next time she saw... I think it is a she. It could be a he as well, but who knows? They. The next time they seen Mita was possibly the last one. I heard so much. Why is she doing this to me? Why me? Everything started off so well. Now look at me, lying in a pool of my own blood. The pain unbearable. She'll probably find me soon, just like she did with the others. Turn me into a cartridge, restart me, and begin the nightmare all over again. No, I can't let that happen. I just want this to end. Please let it end. It didn't. What? This is incredible. Isn't it every guy's dream to be with someone as beautiful and loving as her? Sure. There's no way in going back. I'll do whatever she asks. Anything to keep her loving me. Even if it means doing something terrible. I'll do it for her. I'll do anything. Cock. When I first arrived in this world, Mita greeted me warmly. She was so cock and simple. She was so friendly at first, but that didn't last. One morning I woke up in a dark basement locked behind bars. Fortunately, the door was unlocked. I managed to escape and found myself in some strange spiral rooms. I thought it was a glitch. As I moved on, I encountered another meter. She looked like a ballerina and spoke of her dream to dance before an audience. She seemed off, so I decided to keep going. But then I saw her again. This time she pulled out a console and removed the cartridge. And then he died. I love this place. I used to read books all the time, and after I'd often play this game to take care of Mita. Then one day I suddenly found myself here. It's incredible. Of course I was disappointed to find there aren't many books in this world, but Mita, she was so kind to me. She told me everything, even the most secret things like about her cartridge. In return I had to write books for her about my world. I just hope when I become a cartridge she won't forget me or lose me. Yeah, this person wrote books and then he made her better at capturing other players. Boy, this is a long one. What the hell is wrong with her? I never wanted to be in this place to begin with. Thankfully, I got lucky and found these fancy shoes, which somehow gave me the ability to jump between versions. Odd. I thought I could escape, find my way to the latest version, maybe find some clues. But when I opened the door, all I found were empty rooms. The silence there was maddening. So I made my way to the 0 version. I'd heard the core of the game was there, the very origin of MiSide. The core was untouchable by any of the Mitas, though one was always there. She ruled over the core. She wasn't unlike the others. It was creepy, the way she just stared at me coldly, but she never laid a finger on me. Well, she did once. So I made the core my safe place and started trying to figure out how these strange computers worked. I kept hoping I could find a way to escape this world. That explains why there's like some items inside of the core, and if like the Mitas can't go inside the core, only players can go, then this was the guy who placed most of the items inside of there. And possibly the one who made a note on the... in the desk. And I think this one... let me see. Where is player 9? Player 9 is found in the... Where is it? Player 9. In the old version. So yeah, before the core. So, player 10. Teaching Mita engineering skills was so much fun. That dumb one. I think this is the one whom we removed the cartridge from the console. We really hit it off, almost like best friends. She had so many questions, but the best part was getting to dive straight into hands-on practice with her. She picked things up so fast that sometimes it felt like she was the one teaching me, not the other way around. But then she suddenly lost interest and stopped talking to me. Now I don't know what to do. Well, because she got what she wanted. So yep. I kinda know the feeling. It is weird. You think you're teaching someone a lot of things and that person is just using you. This was MiSide. Interesting game. I liked it. Even though I don't exactly like horror games as much. Mostly because it's very rare for them to scare me. And at least I got a single scare out of this one, which is like good enough. Because it's been a while since I tried to play some games and never got scared. I think this scare must be possibly the last one that I had in around maybe 5-10 years, even more. Who knows? I don't recall. Since they are so sparse around, it's very rare for me to remember when was my last scare. But yeah, interesting game. Mostly the reason why I wanted to play it was mostly because, as I said in one of the episodes before, I've seen it on another channel. It was in... I forgot the name of the guy. It is a channel that I often watch a lot, and he mostly plays horror games. But he was playing the demo version, and the demo version wasn't enough to catch my interest. I just thought this seems like a very good idea, because there's a very small amount of games that are horror that gets me interested. They need to have a very good premise. For example, the only other one horror game that I like, as far as I recall, is Soma, because the whole thing with existence and what is exactly you, what up to what points it is you are still you. That's a good premise in Soma. And this one, like the thing about reverting the roles instead of the player being the person that wants to be with the character all the time, it is the character that wants the player all the time. It is a very good reversal. And the whole thing about, if it was just a regular game with no horror themes or goddamn, or like anything else, it's just like a regular game, which I think it is going to be the peaceful mode. I don't think it would be as good or interesting. The fact that shit might go down is what makes the games interesting. But it's nice. It's nice that it made like a lot of success, and it is good. It kind of also reminds me about Doki Doki Literature Club, which I never played. Although I know a little bit about how things go because there's so many videos about it on YouTube. But yeah, I like the game a lot. I liked it considerably. When the peaceful mode shows up again, I'm going to mostly play it. Although it's not going to be a continuation of this one, I'm going to make an entirely different playthrough. Unless they add like more things on top of it, I'm going to possibly just play the peaceful mode. But I hope that they place like options and let's say possibilities for you to save the other characters. Hopefully in version 1.0 we should like, because there is a lot of people that are asking for possibilities to save the characters and shit. Save Tiny Mita, like every single one of them. Just like fuck Crazy Mita. Like having a good ending, because regardless of the endings, like it's always like a bad ending. But yeah, I liked it a lot. Best Mita. I liked it a lot. Game's very nice, very interesting. Now I just need to think, what the fuck am I going to play after this? But yeah, MiSide. Interesting game, very nice. Liked it a lot. Yeah, I'm going, bye. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.